We are coming up on baseball's All-Star break, giving us much to talk about. First half MVPs, potential trades, and pennant races. So we reached out to 4 of our CBS local sports reporters and anchors: Mark Viviano in Baltimore, Keith Russell in Dallas, Don Bell in Philly, and Ryan Baker in Chicago. First topic: who is the first half MVP?
Even though the Angels aren't great, Mike Trout is. And it's hard to argue the season that he's having that he isn't the best player in baseball. If that makes him the most valuable, he's got my vote.
I think it's Boston's J.D. Martinez. I know a guy who predominantly plays DH, has never won MVP, but this may be the year. When you're in the top 5 in batting average, you lead the major leagues in home runs and RBI. Does it really matter that you don't play the field?
The MVP in the AL, that one is easy. It's Mike Trout. He has a WAR of 6.9. I know that's a geek stat, but it's absolutely outrageous. He's also among the league leaders in batting average and home runs. He has 2 MVPs so far, and this may be the best season of his career.
Jose Altuve, I can't think of a player who does more for his team than Altuve, both at the plate and on the field, and with the energy he brings.
While we were on the topic, we had to ask, who are the MVPs of the team or teams in their market?
And it's pretty obvious. Manny Machado is by far their best player.
The MVP of the Texas Rangers. Is there an MVP? Well, there is one guy who has come to play this year, and that would be Shin-Soo Choo. This year, setting a team record for longest on-base streak. He has produced. He's been about the only thing to watch that's been enjoyable for the Texas Rangers.
I'm going with Aaron Nola. He's 11-2 at the time of this recording, and that accounts for about a quarter of the team's wins.
When you have only one All-Star who's the starter for the American League, it makes it pretty easy, and that would be Jose Abreu. On the other side of town, there's only one guy that comes to mind: El Mago, the magician, Javi Baez, arguably the most exciting player in the major leagues this season.
In baseball, arguably more than any other sport, mid-season trades can make or break a season. For example, a couple of years back, the Cubs and Indians traded for Aroldis Chapman and Andrew Miller, respectively. They played each other in the World Series. Our guys talked about players in their markets they believe or hope are on the trading block.
When it comes to trades, the Orioles are a team that are trading away some of their best players. Manny Machado, Zach Britton, Adam Jones, Brad Brock. All these guys as free agents are going to find their way out of town probably, certainly Machado and Britton, because the Orioles are going to head into a rebuild mode.
I would personally like to see the Rangers trade away Adrian Beltre. I know how great Beltre is. I know he's going to be in Cooperstown one day, but that's why he deserves a shot to win a World Series ring.
The place to go would be Baltimore to get Manny Machado. You know that he's a free agent at the end of the year, and it would be a short-term rental, but it would add a huge pop to their lineup and potentially help them win the division for the first time in 7 years.
I understand the Cubs have some issues with their starting rotation, Yu Darvish's health, the reliability of Tyler Chatwood, and Kyle Hendricks sort of taking a step back this season, but I really don't see Theo making a big trade for an arm, whether it be the rotation or the bullpen. But if he does so, one guy who I think might be expendable is Ian Happ. On the other side of town, one guy who's really come off the disabled list, rejuvenated and looking like the all-star that he was last year, is Avisail Garcia. He would be the one guy I would potentially look to trade if I can get another nice haul in return.
The fellas also addressed pennant races. Every single one mentioned the Yankees versus the Red Sox, 2 of the biggest rivals in all of sports. Collectively, they are keeping an eye on whether or not the Mariners can hang with the Stros, and one is focused on if and when the Cubs will pass the Brewers. I bet you can guess who is watching that race. Here's to hoping the second half of the season is just as fun as the first half. Enjoy the All-Star break. Matt Yurus for CBS Local Sports.